years.
Hello everybody and welcome to Greg's Vintage Workshop, where I'm working to restore history one piece at a time. Today we're going to do something a little bit different in this video. I've been doing a few things that I haven't been videoing, and one of which was, if you remember correctly, my last video that I put up was me rewinding Larry at Back to the Future's interstage transformer for that super old radio that he was working on. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I got that done. I sent it back to him. He got it installed. He told me it worked perfectly. So then we discussed me winding his second one that he had, and so he shipped that to me. I went ahead and wound it. It turned out good. He installed it. Worked perfectly. So that pretty much confirmed that my coil winder does exactly what I want it to do. It was pretty good design. So since that time, I have been doing a few tweaks to it just to finish it up, and some covers and such, and so that's all done. The other thing I've been doing is working on my shop a little bit, and it is to get my tools more organized. And so what I did was I ordered another toolbox for down here, and besides being able to house most of my tools now, and I have them all in one location between that box and the first one, I'm in pretty good shape, and it also allows me to keep my coil winder on top of it. So that's what I've been doing, designing parts on Tinkercad as far as to hold a lot of my tools and get them in that toolbox, and so that's what I've been doing. The other reason I haven't made an updated video on the Crosley 635 Buccaneer radio is because I've been having some problems with it, and that's kind of why I'm reaching out to you guys today in this video, is to see if anybody has any ideas of what I'm doing wrong, because I can't figure it out. And I figure with all of my viewers that I have that are much more smarter than I am, that somebody can give me some pointers of what I'm missing. You'll see in this video that I adjusted the broadcast alignment, I did the shortwave alignment, and I did the police band alignment, and they all align perfectly. I was using the lowest voltage that I get out of my one signal generator, which was 1 volt, and they aligned. So I get no stations. I can't understand why I get no stations. I first thought my ground wasn't good. I've checked that. I thought my antenna was too short, but I've used other radios with it. So I hooked up one of those round ones you can get. I'm looking at it, that's what I'm looking at. With the little knob where you can adjust it, and I can't get it. It's not like it's dead silent, but there's nothing there, and I know that the oscillator is working because I can take a transistor radio up next to it and adjust my tuner on the Crosley and make noise with the transistor radio, so that kind of tells me the oscillator is working. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm hoping you guys can help, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here's kind of the current status of my shop. Over here, there's my air compressor, and there's my big screen up there. There's my filament for my, and over here in the corner, my filament for my two printers, which I love. And then we move over here, and you can see I've got a lot of my equipment over here on this shelf. There's the Crosley, and there's the what I want to call it, my variable transformer slash dim bulb that I did before I built my multifunction panel, which is obviously there. And then if we move over here, I've got another variac over here, and where I keep my spools of wire and such. And then we're fanning over here a little bit more. Here's my actual workstation desk slash where I work with the computer and things like that, or if I'm doing something requiring some fine detail, The little mini box, US General mini box on top, is a new addition from recently. And then if we continue to fan over here, there's the newest addition to the shop, which is my US General box, which I love. The video makes it look much brighter blue than what it is. It's a deep, rich blue. Matches my coil winder perfectly, which that's the coil winder there sitting on top of it. I've got purple terry cloth over areas that I don't want to get dusty and damaged and things such as that. But let me get you a little bit closer here. Okay, so here's the coil winder, and it's sitting on top of that box perfectly. I got me a little magnetic tray over here. I've got my microscope back there. I've got a fan here, my little Zero that I restored a couple of years ago, and I've got it aimed right at the rotate stepper motor, which doesn't get hot per se until you hit about 10,000 winds, and it starts getting not hot but warmer than I would like. So I decided to put the fan on it, and it's fine after that. It keeps it perfectly cool. So, and then what else I did was I created a little nameplate down here. I created a couple covers to keep the dust off of the electronic controls there. And so now it's, and then of course like I said, I throw the terry cloth over the top of it when I'm not using it. And then up here, this is a bucket that I built for it that basically houses all my attachments that I have for it, which is a lot of attachments in there to hold the various spools and such. And then on over here to this one, that's my US General here. Let me get you a little closer to that. Okay, so as we get here, here's the top of this one, and I have made custom tool holders for everything. Everything you see that's blue I made, designed and made. This brown one I did as well when I ran out of blue, so I'm going to redo it. I'm supposed to get more blue in tomorrow, but yeah, so that all worked out pretty good there. And then of course here's my little other mini toolbox that I love, and it's got stuff in all the drawers. I know everything's at. And my little tote I got back there, that's where I keep all my tie wraps and things such as that. Up here my various Howard's products, Lucas products, things such as that. And then if we move over this way, you can see all my storage for capacitors, things like that, a lot of mold meters that I've restored, paint, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so I've been working on the shop, trying to get it more usable for me, and that's kind of where we're at. So now I want to throw a couple of shots in of me winding Larry's second coil, and after that we'll get into the Crosley and the issues I'm having with it. Okay, so as you can see here, I have my signal generator set at 450, and I've got my amplitude set at 1, which is the lowest it can be, and that's where we're going to try and set the IF. And so I want to show you that, and we'll turn on the radio and tweak it. It should be close already because I've already messed with it. So turn on the radio. I'm not going to turn it up real loud either. We're on the broadcast band, and I get on top where you can see what I'm going to do here. Okay, and as you can hear, it's coming through because I've already set this, but turn it up a little bit more for you. I know it's annoying, but I'm going to tweak the second IF first. Get some light on this so I can see what I'm doing and get my glasses on. That's quieter. Alright, that's the loudest that one is. loudest that one is. Okay, we'll shoot off a little bit. Let me turn that down. Alright, so that's 450. Now let me set it up for 1720, at which time I'm going to adjust the oscillator parallel trimmer. So let me get that set up. Okay, so as you can see here now, I have got it set to 1720, and again we're down at 1 on my amplitude. And what we're going to do is tweak the RF circuits. I'm reading this whole thing here is how I'm doing it in the broadcast band, and in this case we're going through a 0.00025 capacitor to the signal generator to the antenna terminal, whereas before we were using a 0.02 capacitor on the 6A7 grid. So, and then we're going to be messing with the oscillator trimmer, which I believe is this bottom one right here. Okay, so we're going to open our mesh fully on this, which it was fully closed for the previous adjustments, and now we're going to fully open it, and we're set at 1720. I don't hear nothing right at the moment, so be that good or be that bad, we shall see. Let's see, broadcast, what we got going on here. Okay, there's that one. And we're going to change the signal generator to 14 kilocycles. So let me stop that and we'll pick that back up. Okay, as you can see here, I've now got it on 1400, still with amplitude on the 1. And now we're going to go and adjust the antenna parallel trimmer. What we adjusted at 1700 was the oscillator parallel trimmer. Alright, so we're going to set the tuner to 1400, which should be about right there-ish. And this one is going to be the antenna parallel trimmer. Yeah, maybe that has something to do with why I can't. I have that. Oh, wait a second, did I? Oh, it's way down there at 1600. Trying to chase it there. 1500. We need to have it on 1400. And don't want to come in there. There we go. Close. It's pretty darn close right there. Okay, well that one was way out. That may have something to do with it. Okay, so that is that for that. Okay, so now we're at 600 on the frequency, and we're going to set the dial at 600 and see what we get there. Let's set this dial to 600, approximately 600. There's approximately 600. Not quite on 600, so. Alright, so there's one at the top, on the top of the chassis that I have to adjust on this one. This is oscillator series trimmer. Let's see if we can do something with that. That was quite a bit out. Alright, so that should be it for the broadcast band. So I guess we'll go from there. I've already done the police band and the shortwave band. I mean, I guess I can still do it again. Let me get you set up for that. Okay, so I put it on broadcast. That's police, that's broadcast. And I've got it connected up to my round antenna, which is that guy up there. Alright, and I've got it connected between A1 and A2, and I've got the ground connected to the radio. And my local station is the only station I get here, which is 1450, and right now nothing. Well, you can hear some change made. Adjusting that antenna, but nothing. Don't pick it up. So that's my issue. I have it aligned the best as I can align it, and I can't get any stations. I don't understand that. So hopefully somebody, one of you guys is smarter than me, can tell me what I'm doing wrong. So that's where I'm at with this little girl. Until I get it working, I'm not going any further. So from Greg at Greg's Vintage Workshop, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Okay, so on the police band, we're going to set this thing to 5 megacycles, or 5,000 kilocycles, and we're still at a setting of 1 on the amplitude. We're going to turn this to police, which is the middle, and we're going to turn this dial to 5 on this one down here, which I think we got to go back this way because it's 5 is right there. And we're going to adjust the police ones, which is, that's the oscillator, and that is the antenna. But I think we're still good. Don't sound great. Let's just see what we got here. Which one are we adjusting first? Okay. So this one. That ain't what we want. Okay, so what it comes down to is I have to chase it down. Right now I'm on about, not quite 4.5 yet. Trying to chase it down anyway. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of adjustment. I got it all the way up to about 4.7. It's not quite on 5. but that's the best that's going to get. So I guess we're going to leave that one there. I'll move on to the shortwave. Okay, so I've changed the 0.00025 to a 390 ohm resistor. It's supposed to be 400, but I don't have a 400, so we're doing 390, and I have set the frequency to 15 megacycles, and we're going to go down and work on the shortwave oscillator. Okay, so on the shortwave band, it says for me to close this oscillator trimmer, which is the top one here, and then it says to open it 3 turns. So there's close, so there's half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. And on the antenna one it says close it and open it a half, so that's what we're going to do. There it is, closed. There it is, half. So now we're supposed to we've set this on 15 on the shortwave, and we're supposed to turn this till we just hear the tone and stop. I don't hear nothing. Oh, helps if you put it on shortwave. Duh. Now I gotta set this all back. Hold on a second. We're gonna turn it back in, back it out 3. Alright, so there's half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. Okay. Now we'll do this. I hope. There we go. Till you just hear it. That's where I just hear it. Alright, now we're supposed to be able to hear this at 14 as well. I just read that, so let's turn it down to 14. We definitely hear it at 14. I hear it at 14. There's 15. Okay. Alright, so everything should be adjusted as close as I can get it by ear, obviously. So now we'll see if we can pick anything up with the radio on the broadcast band anyway. Let me set that up.